Hello, let's play a bunch of New York Times games. Normally I would give a dad joke today, but my calendar doesn't have one for Sundays, and I forgot to ask for one yesterday, and I don't think anyone commented a dad joke. So we're probably going to be entering a new era next year. I don't know what kind of thing I'll do at the start, but maybe not dad jokes. I think we've kind of exhausted most of them, but we'll get through the calendar, and I'll make sure to do a call out for the future weekends. But I guess stay tuned for January to see what we'll do instead. But I do want to thank a bunch of people who signed up for a new month. We have Colby, Dultish, Gasman, Kelly Santini, OLEP, Rosa Cole, Stum, and The Raz Effect. Thank you all for starting a new month as a member. All right, well, let's start with connections. We're finding 4 groups of 4. We've got cockatiel, lemon, hook, swallow, sparrow, unread, turkey, stand, miss, bear, Cameroon, silver, whistle blue, stomach, bust, and luffy. I mean, there's 4 birds here: the cockatiel, the swallow, the sparrow, the turkey. I don't see other birds. It seems a bit too obvious, though, so I'm not going to lock it in right away, because sometimes the the obvious thing, it's only in the first 2 rows. It's often the rainbow herring. So maybe these are used one of each, or maybe it's just a red herring in general. Rainbow herring is just a term for this game for how they tend to construct the puzzles, where they'll think of a super easy category, like these 4 are birds, and then they will take one each and build a category out of each of them. And so they end up being 1 color each. So I guess we could think about one thing we could do is think about what else cockatiel would mean, or what else swallow would mean. Like swallow can mean part of digestion, right? Swallowing food. Or we could just look at other things and see what's going on. Like whistle blue really stood out to me. Like the past tense of to whistle blow. I didn't even know that was 1 word. Whistleblower. I thought whistleblower was 2 words. But it means that you essentially publicly, usually leaking information. I don't know exactly what it has to involve, but it's when you see that your organization is doing something bad and you let the public know about it. It really makes me think we're using this as purple, like we're just using the letters. Whistle or blue. I mean, okay, so one thing that's possible here that yellow would absolutely do is ends in a homophone of a color, right? Because blue is a homophone for a color. Do we have more of that, though? And the real question is, do cockatiel, swallow, sparrow, or turkey do that? They do not. Teal. Oh, sorry. Cockatiel absolutely does that. Okay, so let's find 2 more. Cockatiel ends in teal, which is a color. What else ends in a... Okay, unread ends in red. Stand, miss, bear. Cameroon. I feel like Cameroon. Maroon. Yes, maroon is a color. Cameroon's a country, and I was wondering what we were going to do with that. Country in Africa. Okay, so this is purple, and I am wearing purple, so that's probably why I got it so easily in the beginning. But really, I mean, the real strategy here is, other than wearing purple, I know wearing purple really does help you find purple, but, and this is my long sleeve because it's winter now. It's finally cold here in Colorado. Anyway, to get to the point, whistle blue, what were we going to do with that, right? So it feels like fodder for purple wordplay, and just saying it out loud makes me go, well, blue is a color as well. So maybe that's something that's happening. Because it's either going to use whistle or it's going to use blue. And blue sounds like blue. All right, anyway, this is purple. This is ends in a homophone for a color. Ending in a color homophones. Okay, now, what else do we have going on here? So we do have this, probably have this rainbow herring. So what would sparrow go with? And we're not doing wordplay anymore, because generally only purple is the wordplay. So ending in row is probably not it. Starting with spar is probably not that. So what are we doing with sparrow? Luffy. Hold on. Luffy, isn't that the main character in what's that show called? The really long running pirate show. Anyway, I've never seen it. One Piece? One Piece. So Luffy's a pirate, Hook is a pirate, Jack Sparrow's a pirate, and Long John Silver's a pirate. So this is probably blue, and this is pirates. Yes, fictional pirates. Okay. I haven't seen One Piece, but it pervades media enough that I knew that Luffy was the main character in the pirate. So what's left here? We've got turkey and we've got swallow to build categories out of. What are we going to swallow? Okay, swallow and stomach. Like I can't swallow that. I can't stomach it. I can't stand it, and I can't bear it. So this is the positive though, which means you can. What's just another synonym for those four? Bear, not bear. Bear's already there. Anyway, that's and then we have miss, lemon, turkey, and bust. We had bust yesterday. Miss. I'm trying to figure out which one might be green. Miss, lemon, turkey, and bust. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Miss, lemon, turkey, and bust. This has to be green because I don't know what it is. But it's weird. Is this like words for something that was poorly constructed? Because I know like a lemon, like there's the lemon laws, right? Where if you buy a car and it just doesn't work, you can return it. It's like you bought a lemon. I feel like turkey could mean something similar. A miss is in a bust or like think something that didn't go well. So I'm thinking this is green because it's a little bit harder to associate the synonyms. But I think that's what it is. A flop. Okay. And then this is just to bear, to stomach, to swallow, like to, I don't know, tolerate. There you go. Thank you. That's what I was thinking. Tolerate. Okay. Just a fifth synonym is the category name, is what I predicted. Nice. Got the perfect reverse rainbow. And I don't know. I don't think this is all that easy. I really don't. Unless you're really in tune with what purple does, this is very hard to see. I don't know how many people watch One Piece. So you might know that Hook, Silver, and Sparrow are pirates, but you might know that Luffy's a pirate, and you might just pick Luffy because, like, what else would that be? But at the same time, there are plenty of other things that could be pirates you don't know. So that's trivia. And anytime there's trivia, there's going to be some percentage of people who just don't know the trivia. And the problem with trivia is either you know it or you don't. There's no way to logic into it. Flop. Using turkey as a flop, using lemon as a flop. There's some unusual uses of these words. I think bust and miss are pretty flop-like in general. But okay, yellow's not too bad. So difficulty, I'm gonna give it a 3.2, and I think we have a 50% solve rate. So I do think we have a lot of that kind of coming together. We've got a whistle. Is that made of ice? They give it 2.7. Okay. I think they should have given it at least a 3, but we'll see what the bot says. 56%. So a little bit higher than I said. We do have a million games in now. I'm doing this a bit later than usual. So, yeah, it's interesting. We have a little bit of a bump with one mistake, and that's always going to happen when there's the rainbow herring. I think the one mistake people started by locking in the birds, saw it wasn't one away, and then actually solved the puzzle. So anyway, reverse rainbow 1 and 112 is actually pretty common for reverse rainbow. So I think if you, 14% getting yellow first of winning games, I think that really helps you win the game. Interesting that a lot of people, 20% saw the pirates. Yeah, so this one, these are, like I said, lemon and turkey are kind of weird words to associate with flop. Yellow was pretty simple, as I pointed out. Evens out quite a bit second, but it's interesting. It's 14% both times for purple. And people who lost got yellow or nothing, seems like. 16% got nothing, 13% got only yellow. We actually have 6% getting blue and yellow. And then we have 4% getting green and yellow, 2% getting only blue. Like if you know One Piece and you see Luffy, like there's nothing else that's going to be. So you're going to get blue pretty easily. So it again, trivia is trivia. Yeah, so here's the birds. 50% of people falling for the rainbow herring today. Yep, so we've got hook, sparrow, and silver. And then we're going to have random things included in there that may or may not be a pirate name because we're not sure what the fourth pirate is. So we've got Cameroon. Maybe Cameroon's a pirate, as in addition to being a country in Africa. Cockatiel, swallow, sparrow, and whistle-blue. Only thing I can think of is not thinking of a turkey as a bird and putting whistle-blue in there because maybe whistle-blue sounds like a bird. I don't know. More birds here. Cameroon as a bird. Interesting choices here. You're not going to get a one away on this, so I don't know why you'd chase it this way. I don't know what's going on with these. I can't read people's minds all the time. All right. So most common thing to do in the first guess is to fall for the rainbow herring. 46% of people falling for that. Then yellow correct, then blue correct, then purple correct, then green correct. So green was the hardest category today. And then we've got these, which are also trying to get the birds, but not connecting that turkey is a bird. All right, cool. Well, how'd you do? Hello, let's do the easy and medium pips for Sunday, November 30th. Let's play. All right, two things that add to 6, 3 equals. What do we have 3 equals of? Looks like 4. So we could do a 4, 5 down. We could do a 4, 1 down. You know what? We have a 1, 6. So let's do this, and then the 4 blank down, and then we can do the 4, 1 up, and then the 3 goes in there. All right. Not too bad. Just had to think about what domino could go across here that would make 2 things that go with 4 add to 6 each. All right. Let's do the medium. We need 2 blanks. We have plenty. We have 5 of them. This is just greater than 1. 2 or higher. This has to 9. Okay, we got a lot of empty spots too. Okay. Do we have a domino that adds to 2? That might be an in. Yeah, so I suspected we didn't. So we don't have a domino that adds to 2. So this is going to have to go up this way. So a blank with a 1 would make the most sense to me, or a blank with a 2. But let's try the blank with the 1. And then we don't have another blank 1, so we're going to need a domino that goes up this way. The other option would be a blank 2 and a blank blank. We don't have a blank 2, so that's not an option. So we definitely have a domino here, and we have a domino here. So we don't have another 1. Okay, so it actually is the blank blank here. And then now we need the 2, the only 2 we have to go into here. Okay, so this is building off of that. The 4, we have 4, 4, and 4 blank. I don't know that it matters which one we use, actually, because they both throw out their other one. We'll see. Okay, I like 4, 4 here, though, because we need a domino that is 8. Okay, so that did matter. Never mind. I don't know what I was thinking. Whatever it wasn't correct. So now, do I want to do like 5, 6, and then 3 blank here, and then blank 1 there? I guess that works. Okay. Not too bad, but I think the key deduction was that we didn't have a domino adding to 2. That was how I got in, at least. Because you're not going to use the greater than 1 and go, that has to be 5. So, and then a lot of just throw out spots that don't tell you anything. Nice. Well, how'd you do? Let's do the hard pips for Sunday, November 30th. Let's play. Ooh, okay. A lot going on here. 18 and 3 is 3 6s. And we only have 3 6s, as far as I can tell. So I'm going to think this for now. Oh, no. So, no, this does work. Okay. We need a double domino here, and then we need a less than 2 going into it and a greater than 2 going into it. So what are we doing with that? What do we have a double of? We have a double 3 and a double 2. So let's just pick one and just see how it works out. So double 3. What else? So we have a 3 1, which can go in the less than 2. And then we have a 3 2 and a 3 4. Okay, so 3 4 can go in here. We may have to swap this out, but sometimes you just got to pick something. These add to 2. Do we have a domino that adds to 2? Yeah, we have a blank 2. Or alternatively, we can, yeah, I think I'm going to fill this out later. We need a blank here, blank here, blank here, blank here. So that's 4 blanks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we cannot do the blank 2 here. We're going to use up all our blanks over here. So we don't have a domino that adds to 2. So we're going to, and we can't use a blank. So we need 1 and 1. So we have a 1, 2, and a 1, 5. That actually works out perfectly. All right. So we don't have any 1s left other than attached to this blank. We don't have a blank blank. So blank 4 doesn't make sense because we don't have a blank to put in there. So I'm thinking blank 2 maybe goes in here for another 2. It could also be the blank 1 and it goes with a 3. Now, actually, this blank here is the most important one to think about because we're going to need 2 more of it. So attached to blank, we have 1, 5, and we have this 2. I'm thinking the 2 goes here so that we can do the 2, 2 like this, but we'll see. That would mean the blank 1 goes here, so we need a 3 attached to a greater than 4, which doesn't happen. So maybe it's not this then. So if it's not blank 2, what about, it's definitely not blank 5. And it's not blank. Okay, I think it still has to be blank. Oh, it could be blank 4 maybe? No, we don't have enough 4s. All right. I do have to remember I have these 3s over here. Would it help to have the 3s instead of the 2s? Let's find out. Because I'm struggling a little bit. So if I put the 2s here instead, I've got 2, 4 for this. I actually have a 2, 3 for that. Wait, do I have a 2 attached to a 1? Because I need all the blanks over here. I have 2, 3. I do not have a 2, 1. Okay, so never mind. It has to be the 3s. All right. 3, 1, and then 3, 4. Okay, that's forced. Okay, this equals that turns a corner. This one here, look at this corner. It has to stay in the equal cage. There's no way for it to get out. So this is a double. So this has to be the double 2, actually. I don't know which way it goes, but the double 2 goes attached to this guy, either like that or like that. I'm thinking like this, but that's just instinct. Because I have this blank 2 that can go here. All right. Now this has to be a blank. This has to be the blank 5. That's forced. Less than 2 going into... What do I have 3 of? I don't have 3 of anything. So do I need to grab something that I used up here? I have this 1, 2. Because I could do the 1... No, I need the blank. No, it had to be the 1, 2. Never mind. I need this blank. So it would have to be blank. This is forced. And then that doesn't work. Okay, so... What are we doing here? Oh, I have 2, 4... No. Darn it. Okay, I made some assumption over here that isn't right. Wait, I have this 2, 2. What's my other double that goes here then? Do I not do the 3s like this at all? I have a double 6. What if I did... What if this went like this? Is this salvageable? I thought I had this going. I can actually swap the 6s and the 2s if that's helpful. And then I have 6, 6 here. And then I have this 6, 4. And I have this blank 4. And I have this 4, 3. Doesn't work, but it feels closer maybe. Darn, it's like it's not completely clear what goes in what, and even which way some of these go. I have a 3, 2, so maybe Does this make sense at all? I would need another 3-2 this way. No, it doesn't make sense. Oh, wait, sorry. That's not an equal. It's an 18. What am I doing? I just kind of assumed it was an equal, but no, the 6s have to go in there. 3-1. And then the 3-4 was forced here. Okay, well, if I'm putting 3s in here, this is forced. I can't believe I thought that was an equal. It literally says 18 right there. I wish I had a way to like mark dominoes as I know this is forced and like lock it in versus others that like, okay, I'm guessing on that one so it can move around. But this right side feels done. I don't know what opportunities I have other than swapping the 3s for the 2s. That's an option. In terms of the blanks here, I wonder if the blank 2 works here with the 2-4 like this. Problem is I don't have 3-4s to work with. This 6-4 can't be moved. This 4-3 could be moved if I make all of these 2s. So what if I wanted, oh, that's a less than, okay. So if I wanted the 4-3 to go up and the 3-3 to go here, then I could do the 2-2 here. I could do the 2, wait, I'm out of 2s. This 2-4 then. See, one thing needs one thing needs the other. Okay, let's not fill this out yet. I'm going to pull everything out except for this stuff. Are these 6s forced? Is there some other way to do it? Let's pull all this out. What if the 6-6 were here? Is that at all reasonable? Maybe. I mean, that would put the 6-4, that would make this all 4s. I don't think I have enough 4s. 1, 2. I don't. So no, that can't be the 6-6 because this is going to put a 6-4 somewhere in this. We just don't have that. So the 6-6 goes like this. Now this 6-4 can't go in the 2, so this is forced. So at the very least, these 3 dominoes are 100% forced. The rest aren't really, so let's leave them open. Let's see, I don't think I have a domino that adds to 2 because I know that this uses all 4 blanks up, so we're not allowed to use the blanks on the right side. So let's think about what goes in. I think this blank is forced as well. I think the blank 5 has to go down because where does the blank 5 go would be the question. It certainly can't go in this 4. It can't go in this equal because I don't have enough 5s. I only have one more 5. And it can't go into a less than 2, and it can't go into this equal. So, and it can't go in that equal that way or that way. So this is forced for the blank 5. Okay. What other blanks do I have? A blank 4. So where does the blank 4 go? It cannot go into here because I don't have a blank free to put there. If the blank 4 went up into here, I would need 2 more 4s. So something like 4-3 this way, maybe 4-3 this way, and then 4-2 this way. Maybe this is not something I've tried, I don't think. And so then the blank 2 can go up. Okay. Now this has to be a double. Right here is forced. 3-3 or 2-2. But this blank 1 is the problem. The blank 1 goes like this, and I don't have a 1-1. So that's not going to work. Which means I don't think we can put the blank 4 up. Because that was all forced. Unless the blank 1 can go up. Do I have a 4-3? Yeah, so the problem with the 4-3... Actually, no, this works. 4-2 up like this, 2-2 here, and then I just need a domino. Oh, so the problem is the blank 2 is what's left, and 2 is not less than 2. So for all of those reasons, we can't do the blank 4 up. It's a little annoying, but... So the blank 4 can't go in either of those two. So the blank 4 must do exactly this. Hold on, but that's not right. Because 4 is not less than 2. Where does the blank 4 go? I think that's the question we have to answer. There's a case I'm missing of where the blank 4 goes. Because we don't have a 4/4 to put here. The blank 5 had to go here. Can't go there, can't go there, can't go there, can't go there. Yeah. But if the blank 4 goes here, I need a 4/4 here, and I don't have that. If the blank 4 goes here, I need a blank in here, and I don't have enough blanks for that. So the blank 4 has to go here. This is forced. So there's a case I missed where the blank 4 works there. So I have a blank 1 and a blank 2. So let's say the blank 1 went up into here. And this has to be 3/4 exactly, which we have. And now I have one more 4. The 4/2, which is forced up. That forces the 2/2 here. And the problem is blank 2 can't go in there. So that doesn't work. So I need, actually, for the blank 2 to go up here. And now I need exactly a 2/4, which I have. And now I have a 4/3, which would go up into here. And this would be the 3/3. And now the blank 1 does work there. Okay, so this left side was actually completely forced here. These 6s were forced. So now the only double I have here is the 2/2. The 2/1 and the 2/3 go in here. The 1/5 goes here, the 1/3. Okay, I finally finished. Wow, that took 12 minutes. Yikes. It was actually forced. This was the only solution, and I think that was the path to take. First, realize the 6s were forced and where they had to go. Then think about where the blanks can go. The blank 5 was forced here. Now the blank 4 had to go here. It couldn't go into here, and it couldn't go into there or there. So the blank 4 was forced. And then there were 2 options for this blank 1 or blank 2, and blank 1 barely didn't work because of this less than 2. So we had to do the blank 2, and then that actually filled out the rest of the puzzle. So that was the logical way forward. It was not obvious that was what we had to do, though. All right, well, how'd you do? Hello, let's do the mini crossword for Sunday, November 30th. Let's play. Snug and comfortable. Not sure. 8 Crazy Nights or 12 Angry Men? Movies? Plays, maybe? It's impossible for me to do that. No can do. Dog breed famously owned by Queen Elizabeth II, the Corgi. Simon Blank, children's game. Simon Says. Hot drink consumed after sledding, perhaps. Cocoa? Egg producing organ. The ovary. Pithy criticisms. Not sure. Giant snowman. Yeti? Equipment for podcasters. Mics. Oh, it said or, not and. Should have been movie. All right. Snug and comfortable is cozy. This is movie. I don't know why I thought it had to be plural, because the or means that it's singular. I can't. It's impossible for me to do that. So zings are pithy criticisms. All right. I should have had movie filled in earlier. I even said it, but I said movies because for some reason I thought that was an and, not an or. All right. Well, anyway, how'd you do? Let's do strands. Today's theme is group membership. Group membership. Health insurance? I don't know. Oh, what are you a member of? Are we a member of a group, or are we a group that is a member of something else? I don't know. I wonder if this is collective nouns. Like flock. And like, okay, murder of crows and stuff like that. I think we are, but I can't find how to draw collective nouns. So what are we doing here? In fact, is that the only C? All right, well, we'll just find collective nouns then. Pride of lions. A school of fish. Would they include school here? SC. No, I don't see school. What else? There's so many. There's like it's hard for me to recall these. How about a herd? Thought I saw herd. Here's herd. Okay. So what's going Meyer or Ram? Myra? Or Arim? Myra. I don't know what's going on here. I don't even know which way it goes, but it feels like it's got to be Myra or Mern. Okay, we'll come back to that because I'm not sure. We got herd, pride, flock. Where's our spanogram? Wonder if this is the part of the spanogram or not. It can't have group in it. That's in the title. And it's not collective nouns because this is the only C left and it doesn't write out collective. So I don't know what our spanogram is. Let's look around here. Regtina. Why can't I think of more collective nouns? There's a Parliament of Owls. I don't know if they're going to go for the more obscure ones or if we're sticking to the more commonly used ones. We just have lions here. Are we doing that? Yeah, I think the spanogram's splitting it up. We've got pride of lions. We've got flock of geese. And we've got a herd of some kind of cow or sheep or herd of goat or herd of anything really. So what? The only thing I can think of is mirage, but I don't even think mirage uses the Y. Let's see. So what is our herd of? Cattle. Saint. Okay, so is... I'm not seeing like what this is doing. Like there? No. Other? Other is here. EGTT. Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to lock that in. That's all right. I'm confused about what's happening here. Okay, how many words do we have left? We have 4 words left. So one of them is the spanogram. One of them goes with herd, and then we have another pair. So what's our herd of? I mean, clearly our spanogram splits them in half. Maybe it goes up. Together? Okay. It's something together. Our spanogram is something together. Maybe it's my ran it together. Ran it together? Probably not. Oh no, we can't isolate this my. Myron. I think it's it together. We have to start at the bottom, or at least we have to touch the bottom. Shoot, I can't find it. Is it together? I have to find more words. I don't know what this is doing. If I did, it would really help. My rain. Rain. What's this W doing? SW? On the right side we have animals. How do we get 2 animals on this right side? So this must actually be a collective noun, MYRA, or at least ending in RYM, which is, I can't think of what ends in RYM. Arim, Nerm, what's the animal? Ants. Oh. An army of ants. It's not, I forgot, I didn't notice that we could do the MY instead of the YM. Okay, that's nasty. In it together. I was close with is it together. All right, in it together. And then this is cows. I did say cows, didn't I? Or did I say cattle? All right. If I had noticed that we could do MY instead of YM, then I think I wouldn't have had so much issue. All right. I mean, that was a fun one. I just really struggled at the end. How'd you do? Hello. Today's bonus game is Fibble. The way this game works is it's just like Wordle. It's thinking of a secret word, and it colors things gray, yellow, and green. But before it shows you the colors, the correct Wordle colors, it picks one of the colors, or it picks one of the letters, and it changes its color, so it lies. So, for example, maybe this N should have been green. So it should have been colored I yellow, E yellow, N green, but then it picked that green N and it changed it to gray. Like, that's one option. So there's exactly one lie per guess. We know that it has done that exactly once for each guess. So I like to use the positive information because I want to find contradictions. So the more letters in common with the previous word, the better. But I do like to go for something that could be the answer. So I'm thinking L-I-E like this. So the L should have been yellow. And there should be a word like that. I just have to think of one. B-L, blime, glide. G-L, glide. Let's do glide. Okay, so now we compare what this has told us. So, yeah, so we have two contradictions, which is exactly what we're looking for. That's the maximum number of contradictions. Because there's one lie in linen and one lie in glide. So we know that one of these L's has to be lying because they disagree with each other. And one of these I's has to be lying because they disagree with each other. So one of those lies has to be in the L or I in linen. And one of those lies has to be in the other L or I in glide. Meaning if you're not an L or an I, you're not lying. All right, so we can continue to assume that there's an L and an I in the word, but we have to move them around. It could actually still be IE, but the L would probably have to go here or at the start. Like smile. All right, so the I is doubled down as gray. No contradictions. We know this E is correct. So we could easily just be S something ILE if there's another one. Style. Isn't that like an I, a thing in your eye? Ooh, okay. So we actually know the lie in this one. The E has to be lying because we know these E's were true from our LI up here. So if that's our lie, the rest of it's true, meaning there is no L in the word. So that's our lie, that's our lie. And it also means there's no I in the word. So unfortunately, all we have is that we start with S and end with E. Okay, so something like spoke. Sure, why not? Whoa. So it's not... My initial thought is that that P is lying. In fact, the P is the only thing that can be lying. That's not entirely true. If like the O was lying, then it could be gray, and then the P would go there. So I guess we could be S something OPE. Or we could be S something OKE. Smoke is gone, stoke is gone. Shoke isn't a word. Actually, I'm thinking maybe we are S something OPE. Scope. There it is. Okay, so our answer was scope. So the lie here was the K. Nice. Always enjoy playing Fibble. It always gives you a little bit of chance for logical thinking on top of the Wordle guesses, which is nice. Cool. Well, how'd you do? All right, let's spin the bonus wheel and see what game we're going to be playing tomorrow. What will it be? All right. Mr. Auckland Guy's suggestion of Stack Down. Nice. All right, I haven't played that much, but I will include a link in the description for Stack Down if you'd like to give it a try. It's another word game. And that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to watch Wordle, you can click at the end of the video. It'll take you right there. I also have a pinned comment with all the games I played today. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.